Alright, thank you guys for joining me. This is a presentation on the mass communications field. Mass communications, it's a variety of careers involving the relaying of information from various different mass media markets. The main ones are radio, television, print, and the newest newcomer to that is internet. Jobs like this are going to be radio personalities, TV anchors, journalists, bloggers, and PR specialists, advertising. These are all what encompasses mass communications. The career I'm going to highlight is radio, personality, and production. There's 12 different aspects I'll look at what it takes to be a radio personality. First are the work tasks and activities. No longer is it the day of the old DJ where they did one job and there was 4 other people to make their radio show go. There's no longer a production person, there's no longer an advertising team. That's all on the job of the radio DJ or talk show host, so radio personality. DJs must construct what's known as a playlist. This is your list that has all the songs that they look to play in their 3-hour window, as well as commercials, promotions, and time to be able to talk in between breaks. Also, they must act as a production manager. This means that they're going to decide what commercials play, and they have to construct those commercials themselves. Usually these are 30-second ads involving a piece that whatever company gave them money to do the commercial ads, whatever they sent for them, they have to construct it in a 30-second ad and combine it with another advertisement to make a 60-second window. Lastly, they are an advertisement team. They are the ones that go to business, asking them to donate money to the station in order to have their advertisements played as on-site drops, which is talking about using a particular product or sale that that company is giving them, as well as creating advertising for that commercial or for that company as a commercial during the time of the DJ show. Appropriate college courses and majors. Radio personality to be one, you don't necessarily have to go to college. It is encouraged. If you don't go to college, you basically have to start every time at the bottom. You're going to be an intern. It's going to take a long time to figure out how to run a DJ shift and show and kind of go from there. And you're stuck to really only working in radio. Whereas the college degree that is offered is a mass communication degree. This encompasses many different career fields such as journalism, advertising, television, radio, and public relations. So if radio doesn't work out, you can go work in public relations and so on. Physical demands. The hours of working, you can work as late from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 6 a.m. to usually they're 3-hour shifts, so 6 to 9. This also includes 2 hours of prep before each shift, as well as spending time being able to go out into the public and meet with advertising, to draw up advertising. The more difficult aspect is mental demands. This includes meeting time crunches, time demands, meeting the time-specific 3-hour window. You have to put an entire show together. It's got to sound good. As well as it's fast-paced. If something goes wrong, you have to think on your feet. You have to be able to fix it. And then lastly, accepting criticism. Your boss is not there to hold your hand. He's there to tell you what you're doing wrong and you need to fix it. Working conditions can be very cramped. Radio stations generally don't have their own building. It can be many different stations in the same building. The example I use is KROC in Rochester. Is in an office building that includes 4 other radio stations as well as KROC. Space can be limited. We don't have very much space for office, for having our own office. You do have benefits of working in office jobs. You usually do have AC and heat, which can be better than a lot of different other jobs. Job-related interests. This includes things that interest you that are going to help you with your job. Being outgoing is key to radio. You have to be able to go in and talk to people. You have to be able to interview people. You have to be well-spoken. You're also going to want to be able to work in a teamwork kind of setting. You have to work with many different people, including your program director and usually someone that works with you on a show. You also have to be self-motivated. You have to be able to achieve tasks without someone telling you what to do. Like I said before, your boss is only going to tell you things you're doing wrong, so he's not there to hold your hand and tell you what you're going to do next. Required knowledge, you must have to know how to work a radio board. There's all the technical aspects of running a sound and how to put a playlist together. You have to know different aspects and levels of production. This includes how to make a commercial, how to make it sound right, and it's got to fit an exact 30 seconds. It can't be 29 or 31. It's got to be exactly 30 seconds. As well as making promotional pieces for upcoming events. A lot of times this includes for upcoming concerts and ticket giveaways. Career prep for radio. Internship is vital. Internships will teach you everything you need to know about being and working in a radio station. Instead of a resume, what we use is called a demo. And this is a collection of everything you've done, from promotional pieces to advertisements to commercials to shows you've worked on. And it's ever building. You always build on anything you think you sound good at doing. You put it on your demo, because when you apply for another job, that's what you're going to turn in. You're not going to hand in a resume, and they don't really care what your resume says. They're going to care what you sound like on that demo. Hiring practices, as I've said, they don't really look at a resume. I mean, they'll look to make sure you're not a criminal, but other than that, what you've done to earn experience, that's what they focus on. And they will want you to explain those different things you've done on your demo. Wages, usually full-time radio personnel makes about $29 an hour. Bonuses can be dependent on how well your show is, how many people listen to your show. Obviously, the more advertising you get, the more bonuses you will get. Employment outlook, radio's always been a stagnant career. It's never been one that's grown a lot. It's hard to get a radio job. It's not something you generally walk in and hand them a resume and say, hire me. You have to go through a lot of different internships. You start at the bottom every time, and it could take years to get into an actual show you're doing on your own. Advancement opportunities, other than really going into a program director or a station director, there's no real advancement in positions. The advancement in radio is time slots. You're working the night shift for a long time. You may be working that for years before you get bumped to something like 10 to or 9 to noon or something like that, where there's not going to have as many listeners but more than 11 to 6. So time slots are where your real advancements are in radio. Interesting parts of the research I did. Advancement opportunities, that's very different. A lot of jobs have, you can keep moving up the ladder. Radio doesn't have a very large ladder. It's more or less the time slots. It's different from really anything else. Also, the average wage is much better than I originally thought. You always hear the people tell you that radio DJs don't make a lot of money. $29 an hour, while you're not going to be a millionaire, it's pretty livable wage. Perspective, I've been interested in radio for a long time. So doing this research never really changed my mind on it. Just kind of solidified some of the things I had beforehand, and really kind of surprised me in different things. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you guys for listening.